The teaching of Vedantu was amazing. One aspect where Vedantu teaching differed from a normal offline coaching was the attention teachers gave to our doubts. No matter how many times we asked a doubt, the teachers would patiently clear the doubt every single time. And they made learning a very fantastic experience for us.
Hi guys, this is Saurav here and welcome to another session for Chemical Kinetics. This is lecture 7 and today's lecture would be the session on problems. Okay, we'll be taking up some questions, a little challenging ones for on the basis for which would be on orders of reaction. So hello Anit, hello Ajay, and I expect you guys to sit with a pen and a paper. You can use a non-programmable calculator as well, but the questions which are there would not be requiring calculators. Objective would be to solve all questions in the least amount of time with maximum accuracy. Even if you are taking some more time, that's not a problem. Okay, so in today's session, our question, we will be taking some few questions. Okay, we will not be taking a lot of questions. We'll be taking some few questions which are of a decently good level. Okay, so what we please do like, share and subscribe as I always tell you. And what we have completed until here is this part is already over. Okay, this part is already over. I'm good, Harsh, thank you. We are just left with the problem section part. So we start with the problem section part with the first question. Okay, will it require BHU questions? I don't understand what you mean. So problem 1, for a first order homogeneous gaseous reaction, A changes to 2B plus C. If the total pressure after time t was Pt and after long time, that is T infinity, is P infinity, then K in terms of Pt and P infinity would be. Okay, so Tapas, I didn't understand your question. What is your question? Arey sir likhna band karo, you ask your question. Darshan Patel says A. If you just, will these questions be asked in BHU? BHU what? BHU is a university. Why would they be asking in BHU? I really don't know, Tejas, that answer. Okay, so a lot of people are saying A. Let's look at how to solve this question. Okay, so let's say let's say we write the whole thing. A changes to 2B plus C. Okay, A changes to 2B plus C. Initial pressure is, let's say, P. Initial pressure is P naught. Let's say P naught. Initial pressure is P naught. This is 0 and this is 0. After some time t, it becomes P naught minus x, and this becomes 2x, and this becomes x. Okay, this is what happens. This is at time equals to 0. This is at time equals to t, and this is at time equals to infinity. This will become 0, and this will be P naught, 2P naught, and this will be P naught. In all the cases that we had discussed earlier in the topic of inferences that we can obtain from first order reaction, we had identified the fact that we just need to formulate an expression which can give us the value of A and the value of B. Value of A and value of X. Okay, because in a first order reaction, we can write it as K is equal to 2.303 log of A by A minus X. So that is what we do. We have to use this relation and this information to get the value of A and get the value of X. Now I told you that A can be written as the initial pressure. Okay, A can be written as the initial pressure, but there is nothing like A over here. So what can be P naught taken as equal to? So from here, can we say that 3 P naught is equal to P infinity? Can I say this? 3 P naught is equal to P infinity, because the total pressure after a long time, total pressure would be the pressure due to the sum of these two values. Yes? Suraj, the question is not that whether it is from an avasthi or whether it is not. The point is you should solve the question. You're trying to identify the name of the book, maybe identify the answer by a trick, but objective should be to solve the question. Okay, so 3 P naught can be written as equal to P infinity, or P naught will become P infinity upon 3. P naught will become P infinity upon 3. Now, what would be the pressure after a certain time? Pressure after a certain time is PT. So that means this total sum is equal to PT. Okay, this total sum is equal to PT. So this will be P naught plus 2x is equal to PT. Okay, P naught plus 2x is equal to PT. Now what is P naught equal to? P infinity by 3. So I will, from this equation, I can write 2x is equal to PT minus P naught, or x is equal to PT minus P naught times 1 by 2. PT is a value which is given. P naught can be written as P infinity by 3. I'll write it like this. Okay, this is the value of x. Clear? Now, our only job is to place these values in the equation. The equation is like this. K is 2.303 upon T log of A by A minus x, और A की जगह पे and x के जगह पे you have to write these values. Okay, जो हमने यहाँ पे निकाला है. So what will it be? 2.303 upon T log of A will be written as P infinity by 3. Okay, this will be written as P infinity by 3. This will be written as P infinity upon 3 minus x, which is half PT minus P infinity by 3. What is the answer to this relationship? If you solve this, what is the answer that you would be getting? What is the answer that you would be getting? बताइए क्या होगा? So this is P infinity by 3, this is plus half. So 1/2 of P infinity by 3 of T by 2. So what is the answer that you should be getting? So 2 नीचे आ जाएगा and 2 will go. The right answer should turn out to be, what should be the right answer? इसको solve करना है यार. कितना आएगा, क्या आएगा आंसर? You are getting as D. Are you getting it as D? So this will turn out to be what? P infinity upon 3 by half. This can be written as 3 upon 2 P infinity by 3 minus PT upon 2. So this will become 6, 2. Answer should turn out to be C. Answer should turn out to be C. Okay, answer will turn out to be C. Okay, please check your calculations. Calculations are very vital. The answer would turn out to be C. Okay, next question is this. Darshan, aaj to today is for 12th. Tuesday, Pahul sir takes the sessions for 11th standard. Can I crack? Yes, you can. So next question is this. The inversion of cane sugar proceeds with a half-life of 500 minutes at pH 5 and at for any concentration of sugar. However, if the pH is 6, the half-life changes to 50 minutes. The rate law expression for the sugar inversion can be written as. So what is happening over here is that half-life is changing. So you can see that, let's say I write rate as proportional to concentration of sugar concentration of sugar to the power for any amount. So ये 0 हो जा रहा है. H plus rate is proportional to. So let's say I write this equation. I do not know what is the order. Okay, I do not know what is the order. How do I solve this question? I have to look for the relationship between the half-life of the reaction and the pH. Okay, if the concentration is becoming, what is happening? Half-life T half initial was 500, T half final is how much? 50. So there is a 10 times reduction in the value of T half. What is initial amount of what is the initial concentration with of H plus ion? Initial concentration of H plus ions is pH 6, pH 5. So pH 5, that means 10 raised to minus 5. A initial, A final is 10 raised to minus 6. So in which kind of a reaction? Do you see that the half-life is directly proportional to the concentration? You can see that the concentration also decreases 10 times and T half also decreases 10 times. Okay, in which case we would get the T half to be directly proportional to the concentration. कौन से केस में लेते हैं? अरे हर्ष, समझ नहीं आ रहा, आप लिख रहे हैं बार बार. What are you not able to understand? ये तो बताओ कि आपको क्या समझ में नहीं आ रहा. Do you know what is order? Do you know what is molecularity? अगर वो सारी चीज़ें आपको याद हैं, then we have to just identify the relationship between T half and the concentration. That's it. T half and concentration का हमें relation निकालना है. So T half, if I look at zero order reaction, the T half for zero order reaction is written as A upon 2K. So if I increase the concentration, T half will increase proportionately, and if I decrease the concentration, T half will decrease proportionately. So what we are getting over here is a proportionate change. So that should be H plus to the power 0. कि 1 कैसे हो जाएगा? H plus to the power 0 होना चाहिए. So the most correct answer should be B. This has to be 1. The most correct answer should be B. How can it be C? Half-life changes to 50. The rate law expression for the sugar inversion can be written as sugar to the power 1, H plus to the power 0. Okay. So sugar के ऊपर change नहीं कर रहा. The half-life is not dependent on concentration of sugar. Half-life and concentration का ये relation, 1 by A to the power N minus 1. Okay, so if it is, so it will be D. It will not be D. How can it be D? Jyoti Mishra, it cannot be D. It does not depend on the concentration of sugar. It is written T half is independent of the concentration of sugar. So when would it become independent to the concentration of anything? When N is equal to 1. When N is equal to 1, T half will be A to the power 0. So that means with respect to sugar, the partial order is 1, and when T half is changing proportionately as the change of concentration, it has to be 0. Okay, clear? So let's move ahead. Let's take the next question. Okay, next question is slightly challenging. Okay, next question is slightly challenging. देख लीजिए पहले question. Please do try to solve this. Question is slightly challenging. There are two reactions, and if you can see the change in concentration versus time, this is written for what kind of a reaction? ये ग्राफ किस तरह के रिएक्शन के लिए मिलता है? Okay? अरे pH is concentration. pH को कैसे निकाल? What is pH? pH is the negative log of H plus ion concentration. Okay, so for which kind of a reaction this plot is given? Can you identify for which kind of a plot this reaction is given? This plot is given for zero order reaction. This plot is given for zero order reaction. Okay, this plot is given for zero order reaction. Why it is given for zero order reaction is because you can see that the concentration has a uniform decrease. Okay, uniform decrease. Concentration decreases uniformly. Clear? So we have certain points which we need to validate. We have certain points which we need to validate. Let's validate them one by one. Okay, let's validate this one by one. Which of the following is true? If B is equal to A, then at that time B, concentration of B is less than concentration of D. Okay, let's try to identify whether if this statement is correct. So I've taken it over here. So there are two reactions. Okay, इसको अच्छे समझ लीजिए. There are two reactions. We have to solve this question very, very carefully. So A is changing into, this is A over here. A is changing into B and C is changing into D. Okay, A is changing into B and C is changing into D. A is changing into B and C is changing into D. Clear? Fine. A is changing into B and C is changing into D. Now, what is the initial concentration of A? Initial concentration of A is 0.5. Initial concentration of C is 1. What is the slope of this line? And what is the slope of this line? This is tan 60 degrees. So tan 60 degrees would be equal to, क्या लिखते हैं tan 60 degrees को? What is tan 60 degrees equal to? It's equal to √3. And for this one, it is 1 upon √3. Okay, this is 1 upon √3. Clear? Now, initially this is 0. So 0.5 minus x would be written as x, and this will be written as 1 minus y. This will be written as y. ठीक है, ये लिखा जाएगा. Is this understood? Is this part understood? That we first identify the initial concentration over here, and this is the change that we would be observing. Okay, this is the change that we would be observing. Now, what is the statement which is given? Statement given is if B is equal to A, then at that time B is less than D. So I have to identify the time when B becomes equal to A. How would I do that? So when B becomes equal to A, when B becomes equal to A, can I write X would be equal to 0.5 minus X? Isn't it? When B becomes equal to A, X would be equal to 0.5 minus X, और ये क्या हो जाएगा? 2X is equal to 0.5 and X will be equal to 0.25. So what is this time? ये कौन सा time होता है? Initial concentration is given as 0.5. Now the concentration becomes 0.25. How much time will it take to reach over here? What is this time equal to? What is this time equal to? ये जो time होगा, can I say that this is T half? Can I say that this is T half? That in T half time, whatever is T half time, उसमें 0.5 will become 0.25. Okay? T half time 0.5 will become 0.25. Is that clear? Now, what is T half for this? What is T half for this? ये time कितने के बराबर है? What is the magnitude of this particular thing? Can I write it as A upon 2K? And A value is given as 0.5 by 2 times K value is √3. लिख सकते हैं? बताइए. K value for 1 upon √3. I can write this. K is 1 upon √3 and for this K is √3. Clear? So using this, the value of T half comes as to be equal to, the value of T half comes as to be equal to, I can write this thing as √3 upon 4 minutes, √3 upon 4 minutes. Okay, I have been given a condition that when A is equal to B, at that time something happens. Okay, at that time something happens. So when A is equal to B, then at that time B is less than D. Okay, अरे T half is equal to 0.693 by K, that is for first order reaction यार. ये zero order के लिए हम लिख रहे हैं. This is for zero order. For a zero order reaction, T half is equal to A upon 2K. Okay, for a zero order reaction, T half is equal to A upon 2K. A की वैल्यू कितनी है? 0.5 and K की वैल्यू कितनी लिखेंगे हम? 1 upon √3 and so we'll get this time as 3 √3 by 4 minutes. Now we have to calculate. That at √3 by 4 minutes, what is the amount of B? Okay, at √3 by 4 minutes, what is the amount of B? At √3 by 4 minutes, this is equal to 0.25. At √3 by 4 minutes, what is the amount of D? What is the amount of D? So I know for a fact that X is equal to K times T. What is K equal to? √3, and this is √3 by 4 minutes. So this will be equal to 3 upon 4, which is 0.75. Can I get this? देखिए दो चीजें हमने निकाली हैं यहाँ पे. Okay, the question is slightly lengthy. We have tried to solve two parts of it. I have to first identify that what is the time in which A becomes equal to B, and in that time how much of D would be formed. Okay, in that time how much D would be formed. So amount of D formed will be Y, y will be equal to kt and k की वैल्यू है √3, टाइम विल बी √3/4 मिनट्स. ओके, सो हमारे पास d का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन कितना आ जा रहा है? द कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ d इज 0.75 and the concentration of b is 0.25. So is the first statement correct? Is the first statement correct or incorrect? First statement is correct. अरे यार फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट तो करेक्ट हो गया ना. B की कंसंट्रेशन हो गई 0.25 and D concentration becomes 0.75. So if B is equal to A, then at that time B is Ajay. How, man? Like I just solved this. When B is equal to A, at that time B is 0.25, D is 0.75. Okay. So first statement is correct. Next statement. When C is equal to A, when C is equal to A, so we start with A changes to B and C changes to D. This is 0.5. This is 0. 0.5 minus x, this will be x, will be 1, 0, 1 minus y, and this will be y. Okay. When C is equal to A, so when C is equal to A, so that time will be when so I can write if A is equal to C, I can say 0.5 minus x has to be equal to 1 minus y, isn't it? 0.5. अनिल यार जेई के क्वेश्चन कंफ्यूजिंग हो ही सकते हैं. आपका काम ये है, आइदर आप क्वेश्चन छोड़ दो, क्वेश्चन मार्क्स लूज करो, या फिर मेहनत करके सॉल्व करो. ओके, so when A becomes equal to C, then that means 0.5 minus x should be equal to 1 minus y. Mathematically यही होगा ना. 0.5 minus x should be equal to 1 minus y. Can I write this? Can I say what is x equal to? What is x equal to? From a zero order reaction, can I say x is equal to kt? यही होता है ना. For a zero order reaction, x is equal to kt. So I can write this thing as 0.5 minus ka t, which will be equal to 1 minus kc t. Why am I writing kc? Because it is the rate constant for the conversion of C to D. Why I am writing Ka? It is the rate constant for the conversion of A to B. Solving, what we would be getting by solving this equation? I will be getting Kc minus Ka, Kc minus Ka will be equal to 0.5. Are we getting a positive value? एक पॉजिटिव वैल्यू मिल रही है ना. Are we getting a positive value? बताइए. Are we getting a positive value? What is the statement? If C is equal to A, then at that time B will be greater than D. At that time B will be greater than D. What is B? B is decided by X. What is D? D is decided by Y. Y is equal to Kc, Kc times T. X is equal to Ka times T. So Kc minus Ka becomes 0.5. It means concentration of D should have been greater than concentration of B. It means concentration of D should be greater than the concentration of B. आर यू एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड? कंप्लीटली मैथमेटिकल है यार. आप लोग मैथ्स देख के अगर क्वेश्चन छोड़ दोगे तो फिर एग्जामिनेशन will become all the more challenging. Okay, so Kc gives us Kc gives us an idea of the concentration of concentration of D. Ka gives us an idea of the concentration of B. So D is greater than B, and that's a positive value. So this statement becomes incorrect because it says that when C becomes equal to A, then at that time B is greater than D. Okay, clear? Now what about a statement C? T 100% of reaction 1. T 100% A converting into B would be written as equal to A upon K. Okay, T 100% for A converting into B would be written as A upon K. What is A? 0.5. What is K? 1 upon root 3. So this will be root 3 upon 2. Okay, level is not more than that of advanced. Level is exactly of that of advanced. Okay, एग्जामिनेशन में क्वेश्चन छोड़ देंगे वह तो बात है. क्वेश्चन तो आपको करना पड़ेगा. डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन देख के अगर आप डर गए then examination will all the be more scary. What about C to D? Now when C converts into D, I will write this as A by K. A value for conversion of C to D is 1 and K value is root 3. I will get this result. Okay, so T 100% of A to B is root 3 by 2. T 100% of C to D is 1:3. This is actually equal to, okay, ये दोनों साइन इक्वल टू हैं. T 100% of reaction 1 is equal to T 100% of reaction 2. Okay, so what would be the right answer? Will this statement be correct? Nope, this statement would not be correct क्योंकि T 100% first reaction का आ रहा root 3 by 2, second reaction का आ रहा 1 by root 3. They are not equal. Okay, they are clear. Okay, we had calculated this earlier. D is correct. या D कैसे करेक्ट हो जाएगा? कुछ भी आ जाए, कुछ भी आप करेक्ट बोल दे रहे हो. B is incorrect. A is equal to C. When would A be equal to C? Root 3 minus 1 by root 3 times T is 0.5, or we'll get 2 by root 3 0.5. T will be equal to 0.5 answer will be root 3 by 4. Okay, the answer will be root 3 by 4. So this statement is also incorrect. The right statement only is A. Okay, the right statement is only A. Question is, how many of you stay with the question, solve it to the end? Okay, most of the students करते क्या हैं कि क्वेश्चन देखा, 2 स्टेप में डिफिकल्ट लग रहा है, 3rd स्टेप में क्वेश्चन छोड़ देते हैं. But that is not the right way to attempt IIT JEE. IIT JEE is a very, very prestigious examination. It's a very challenging one. And if you start giving up in the middle of a question just because it is difficult, remember that JEE examination में solve नहीं होगा. Okay? So they're not looking for people who would back down under pressure. Okay? So they're looking for people who can take up to challenges head on. Okay? ठीक है? The right answer will be A. Next question is this. तेजस, उससे फर्क क्या पड़ता है? Okay, let's take to this question. Two substances A and B are present in such a manner that A naught is equal to 4B naught. Okay, and the half-life of A is 5 minutes and that of B is 15 minutes. If they start decaying at the same time following first order kinetics, then how much time later will the concentration of both will be equal? Okay, so what is the answer to this question? Two substances A and B have been taken in such a manner that A is equal to 4 times of B, and they start decaying. What is the half-life of A is 5 minutes and B is 15 minutes. If they start decaying at the same time, okay, they start decaying at the same time, after how much time the concentrations will become equal? What will be the answer? क्या आंसर होना चाहिए बताइए? How should we solve this question? So assume that this is compound A and this is compound B. Okay, this is compound A and this is compound B. Initial concentration is A naught, initial concentration is B naught. Okay, initial concentration is A naught, initial concentration is B naught. Can I say that amount after n half-lives, amount after n half-lives will be equal to A naught by 2 to the power n? ये एक्सप्रेशन हमने पहले किया था राजीव कुमार, इट्स इनकरेक्ट आंसर. ओके, द आंसर इज इनकरेक्ट. Amount left after n half-lives is A naught by 2 to the power n. ये होता है expression which we get in the first order reaction which tells us that एक half life के बाद कितना amount बचा रहेगा. Let's say the reaction goes on for 30 minutes and half life is 15 minutes, so the total number of half lives will be equal to 2. Okay, total number of half lives will be equal to 2. Now I am assuming that the reaction will go in such a manner that A and B will start decaying simultaneously. So can I say that हो सकता है कि ये n1 half lives तक reaction चलता है. For A n1 half lives तक reaction चला, for B n2 half lives तक reaction चला, and after that they become equal. Okay, I can say that for A reaction goes on for n1 half lives, for B reaction goes on for n2 half lives, and after that time that becomes equal. Clear? So after n half lives, after n1 half life, n2 half lives, B naught by 2 to the power n2. Okay, what would then, इसके बाद हम क्या लिखेंगे? After this what we should be right? Okay, आंसर डी नहीं है यार, डी आंसर नहीं है, डी आंसर नहीं है. सो टाइम व्हेन ए becomes equal to B, A naught by 2 to the power n1 will be equal to B naught by 2 to the power n2. यही होना चाहिए. Okay, A naught by 2 to the power n1 should be equal to B naught by 2 to the power n2. A naught by B naught can be written as A naught by B naught is equal to four. A naught by B naught will be equal to 4, and this will become 2 to the power n1 minus n2. Can I say this? 2 to the power n1 minus n2, or n1 minus n2 will be equal to 2. ये लिखा जा सकता है n1 अरे ए नॉट बाई बी नॉट निकालना है, तो ए नॉट को लिखा जा सकता है 4 बी नॉट. सो 2 to the power n1 minus n2 will be equal to 2. Clear? Now number of half lives is equal to the total time divided by whatever is the half life. Number of half lives is the total time divided by the half life. So total time let's say t है. हाफ लाइफ कितना है फर्स्ट रिएक्शन का 5 minutes. t by 15 minutes, this is equal to 2. This will become 15 and 5 3 15, so this will be 3t minus t will be equal to 2, or 2t is equal to 30, t becomes equal to 15. So 15 minutes के बाद, after 15 minutes, the reaction will have the same concentration of A and B. After 15 minutes, the reaction will have the same concentration of A and B. Questions difficult हैं, लेकिन they're not. बात है कि थोड़ा आपको प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा. Okay, you have to work on your own so as to reach to the level which would help you qualify an examination. Okay, सिर्फ question solve करने से नहीं, you have to solve difficult question with ease. The right answer of this question will be 15 minutes. Clear? Next question is this. The reaction A plus 2B gives rise to C. अरे t by 5 is equal to t minus, कैसे हुआ सर प्लीज टेल अस. अरे इक्वेशन कहाँ से आया आपने, मीन्स व्हाई डोंट यू लाइक पे अटेंशन गाइस. हमने यहाँ पे क्या लिखा था, n1 minus n2 is equal to 2. What is n? N is the number of half lives. N is the number of half lives. Number of half lives will be equal to total time for which the reaction goes divided by the half life. So for the first reaction, half life is 5 minutes. For the second reaction, total time तो same रहेगा ना, क्योंकि हमें निकालना है कि in how much time they will become equal. So total time will remain the same, and this will become equal to 2. Okay, if you solve this equation, you will be getting the answer as 15. How difficult is this? Next question is this. A plus 2B gives rise to C is an elementary reaction. In an experiment involving the reaction, the initial pressure of A and B is P naught, 0.4 and 1. After some time, when PC becomes 0.3, the rate of reaction relative to the initial rate is what? Okay, the rate of reaction with respect to initial is what? So A changes to A plus 2B changes to C. Okay, this is given initially is 0.4, this is 1, this is 0, this is 0.4 minus x, this will be 1 minus 2x, and this will be x. Okay, 0.4 minus x, 1 minus 2x, this will be x. Initial rate will be proportional to concentration of A to the power 1 and B to the power 2. Concentration of A to the power 1 and B to the power 2, because this is an elementary reaction, molecularity becomes equal to the order. So for this I can write initial rate is proportional to 0.4 times 1. Initial rate is equal to 0.4 times 1. Final rate PC is 0.3, तो x की वैल्यू है 0.3, तो ये कितना हो जाएगा 0.4 एंड ये हो जाएगा 0.1. ठीक है. Then have you done the theory properly? Question solve नहीं हो रहे हैं, that is a consequence. Have you done the theory properly? Have you tried to solve questions from NCERT या फिर okay? So if you have done all those things, you should be getting these questions. These questions are easy. These questions are not difficult. Slightly tricky, but not difficult. So initial rate is given, and you can write this as final rate is given. You have to identify the ratio of these two. So initial by final, Ri by Rf should be equal to what? Ri 0.4, this is 0.4. Ri by Rf should be equal to, sorry, Rf by Ri. Rf by rate of reaction relative to initial. Rf by Ri should be C. Okay? The correct answer is C. Rf by Ri will be equal to 10 upon sorry, 0.1 times 0.4. This should be your answer. But previous question mind में click ही नहीं होते. What to do next? यार फिर से theory पढ़ो. Question solve करने का तरीका ये होता है कि you have to like sit with the question. Please do read the theory again. Okay? You have to like be brave. The right answer is C. So okay, the right answer is C. This is very, very important that you try to solve questions as many as possible. And if you don't do that, it will become very, very challenging in future. Theory समझ में आना, and when you try to do the problems, there's a hell and heaven difference. So be good in the theory part. When you look at a question, try to identify that what the question is trying to ask before jumping into the solving process, and then be very careful while you are writing the answer. So do in a very systematic manner. So with this, I end today's session. Next session जो होगा chemical kinetics का, we will be discussing temperature effects on rate of reaction, and we will be discussing Arrhenius equation. So please do join us. Okay, please do join us on the next session, because next session would be discussion of temperature effects on rate of reaction. Okay? So with this, I take leave. Try to resolve these questions. These questions are a little challenging, but will help you get through the concepts very easy. Okay? So bye bye guys, and have a lovely time.